Warning, we will be talking about all seasons of The Walking Dead, including Season 7. This is your one and only warning. Well, welcome to The Playing Dead. Remember, it's The Playing Dead, not The Walking Dead.
Yep, there you go.
I'm your host, Afterburn.
And I am Solston, co-host of the show.
Playing Dead.
Playing Dead is the name of the show. So, this newest episode was probably one of my favorites this season, even with it being as uneventful as it was. I don't know, I like the concept of Eugene as a character.
You like the concept of Eugene?
Well, sure, he's a coward, but he's really smart. And he's good at talking his way out of shitty situations, and that's exactly what he did. And you gotta respect the guy. He's standing there shitting his pants and still managing to get the best deal.
Well, that was the first thing. My first point was, at the start of the episode, I felt bad for him because we met this character as a guy who couldn't even take on one walker.
Yeah.
And now he's surrounded by Negan's men. He's got no help from nobody. And how's he going to navigate through this?
He did have that jar of pickles, though, to keep him safe.
Oh, yes. He was holding on to that.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, the episode is called Hostiles and Calamities. It's episode 11, not 3, but this is episode 3 of Playing Dead.
Yeah.
See, I'm not disorganized like it was last time.
Damn, you actually did your fucking homework.
Yeah. I wrote it down to make sure I wouldn't forget.
Nice. But yeah. I feel like if I had the knowledge that Eugene does, I may not have been as scared as him, but that would have definitely been my plan, my ploy. I would have done pretty much what he did. Where he's like, well, I'm here, they're offering me stuff. Okay, cool, I'll take it. I'll be part of you guys. I've liked the idea of Negan's compound and everything, and, play by the rules and you get a bunch of shit. Break the rules, well, fuck you.
Well, So what are your thoughts on Eugene after that episode? Do you think he's still holding out for Rick's group to rescue him, or is he completely he's Negan now?
I'm pretty sure at this point he doesn't know or doesn't think that Rick and company have any chance or any real solid plan as to going against Negan. So I'm pretty sure from his point of view, what I gather is either stay as an oppressed people in Alexandria or take this newfound offer and become one of the oppressors.
Well, I don't think he has a chance to go back, right? So he understands that
he either dies or gets a better life.
He got lucky that Negan recognized his intelligence. Mm-hmm. So, and he's just not going to want to do anything to mess that up, which came up in the episode with making the pills for the suicide.
Exactly. And all of a sudden he's like, no, I see where this is going. No, I've got a good thing coming to me now. I can play video games all day, so...
What video game is that? Do you remember?
It's some old Atari game. You gotta gag them.
Gag.
Yeah, it's an Atari game. I don't know. That's not something I was very well versed in. Yeah, I have a feeling that it's either just an old damaged cartridge or an emulator, because those graphical glitches, I'm pretty sure, were not part of the initial design of the game.
Or maybe they did that just so they wouldn't get any possible copyright, but I imagine whoever created that probably out of business by now.
Yeah, probably. Or at least, The Walking Dead. I'm pretty sure AMC can afford the rights to play an old Atari game from a company that may or may not exist anymore.
You know what? Knowing them, it's probably like an Easter egg. It's probably like some... It's like that game. There's some meaning to it.
There's bound to
he did play it a lot in the episode. Oh, I got sneak.
Yeah, he did offer to play War, which is a real game. I do know about that. That is an actual Atari game. I don't know many Atari games, but I digress.
One of my points is related to that is wasted gifts. He gets gifted 3 of Negan's wives.
He wasn't allowed to have sex.
I know, I understand. He wasn't allowed to, but he said Negan encouraged him to have fun.
It's true. Handjobs are a gray area.
But it is in, you feel like that character behaved exactly how he was. Right?
Oh, absolutely.
He would not want to overstep his bounds.
No. And I'm pretty sure he doesn't have much interest in romantic persuasion.
Oh, he does. With like he was
wa-
in
he
love,
likes
he was
to
in love with
watch.
the lesbian. Remember?
That's
He
true.
called her the most beautiful woman he'd ever seen.
Yeah. Still, I don't know. He's definitely like an awkward nerd, but I loved the little science fair show that he put on. That was like he's in his element. He had a little bit of showmanship. He
was a little drunk too. Like you can
That's
tell
true.
Yeah.
But through his like very somber facade, there was definitely a bit of playfulness to that, and he did like a little flourish, and he was like a young Walter White.
A little bit, yeah. Especially with him making the pills and stuff. And he had like the bandana on. It was reminiscent of Breaking Bad. It was like a Eugene episode, which I don't think we've ever had. But we also got a little bit of Dwight backstory.
Yeah. There was a little bit of parallel there of like who holds power, how Negan makes his decisions, and who he trusts and why. I think it was definitely a good parallel to what was going on with Eugene. Like he said to the wives that wanted him to make the pills, he's like, you can go tell him, but he's going to believe me because I'm the least expendable out of us.
Yeah, and there's no way for certain he would know, but it
was a good assessment.
Yeah, and that's his value. Is
Yeah.
He's a situation assessor.
Mm-hmm.
He takes the most logical approach when it comes to such things.
He's definitely the most Vulcan of all the characters.
Yes.
A scared, crying Vulcan, but still.
But for more on Dwight there, oh god, I have so much going on.
Jeez.
I really like the note that his wife left him that he read, and like he compared her her handwriting to the note for Daryl to escape, and I'm sure he knew it was her, but it was just kind of proof.
Yeah. And then he kind of led the doctor, or planted the note on the doctor just to frame him, basically.
The doctor note said goodbye, Henry. I feel like he forged the note.
I thought it said goodbye, honey.
You know what? It was in handwriting. Maybe it did say that.
I thought it said goodbye, honey.
On my first glimpse, I thought it said Henry.
Who the fuck is Henry?
The doctor.
Is that his name?
I don't know. He wasn't ever important enough to be. He was just a doctor.
It was just a doctor. No, I'm pretty sure it said goodbye, honey. It was the end of her letter that Dwight found in that house.
Either way.
Yeah. It was a smart move on his part. What I'm really worried about is he ever going to get a fresh pack of smokes?
That's what you're worried about?
She was his source of cigarettes. What's he going to do now? He's going to have to find his own.
He can get his own cigarettes.
Oh, I'm sure he can.
Yeah.
I'm sure he can.
Well, and that was another thing too. Like with the he I guess he kept his ring in there because he couldn't have it anymore because his wife was now married to Negan.
Yeah,
and then she left 2 rings in the house, which was for him and Negan.
Were they? They looked like 2 of the same, sort of like an engagement band and the wedding ring, with a little bit of an inlay in the engagement ring to hold the diamond. Or that was probably the wedding band to.
I don't
fit
know.
in.
I took it as Negan's wedding ring and his wedding ring because she was running away from both of them.
I feel like you wouldn't keep Negan's wedding ring. It looked like the engagement ring and wedding ring together. There's a. I don't have any proof of this, but feel like that's a thing that happens.
His ring was different color. His was gold.
Yeah, well, his was just a gold wedding band. Yeah.
All right, we're getting too hung up on the rings.
Anyway.
It's more symbolic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
it's.
I really you didn't see her at all that episode, but I appreciated her note.
The whole memento thing. You don't remember. I have to remind you of things.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he's never seemed to have memory issues before.
Well, and then she said about the pretzels and beer, and then the last shot was him bringing pretzels and beer. So it's we thought this whole time that he was converted, and he was telling himself this was better, but then she actually on her own escaped, and he's like, oh, now I want to be with her again. This is my chance. And he brought the pretzels and beer, but
she wasn't there.
But she had believed, and she, it was like a thing where in her note she was like, oh, I've turned you in this to save your life. All I wanted you to do is, I didn't want you to die, and now I've turned you into Negan's trusted guy, and that's not, you're not the guy I loved anymore.
Sort of a sad tale.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was a very good character-driven episode. And I'm really excited to see what happens with Eugene, because he does seem like he's accepted. This is my best case scenario. This is what I'm going to do, and he seems to be pretty on board.
Yeah, there's a lot of ups for being.
Yeah, I feel like Negan's going to take advantage of his scientific prowess a lot more than Rick and company ever did. Yeah. So, I mean, he already got the cool, like, let's get some metal-coated walkers to hold them together and keep them affixed to the fence so they won't just rot to pieces. I think that's going to be the start of a lot of really badass projects that him and Negan are going to come up with together.
And you can make the argument, well, maybe if Rick used his scientific mind better, he wouldn't have lost him to Negan like he did so easily.
Probably.
But you got to know that Rick doesn't have the resources that Negan has. He doesn't have a smelter. He doesn't have a lot of scientific resources, and it's not a priority to obtain them. You obviously got a priority about food and all the necessities.
But they've got time to dick around because they've got all the food and medicine and shelter that they could want. And they've got a constant influx from all the communities that are being tithed. So, yeah.
Oh, shit. You know what I was supposed to do? I was supposed to ask you about Game Grumps Live right off the start.
Well, it was fantastic. Yeah. I can tell you that for free.
Yeah.
It was probably the best display of how you make video games fun for an audience. They were playing Mario Party 10, where Aaron and Danny were player 1 and 2. Players 3 and 4 were each half of the audience. And then, so for mini games, they'd have one person from that side of the audience randomly get chosen to come up to play the mini game. And
was the
from that, it was
the randomly was it choosing efficient? Like, did they just grab a bunch of people?
No. It was each time a mini game came up, Vernon would come running through the audience and go to a random section. They did try to keep it relatively interspersed and keep it spread out, so anyone, no matter where they're sitting, had a chance. I didn't get to go up, unfortunately, but
well, that seems pretty cool. And
I did get to shake Vernon's hand when I made a joke about his tweet, his little tweet about ketchup chips and how weird it was because they don't have that in America.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't this free plugs for Game Grumps or whatever, but I thought that was kind of cool that you went to that, and I'm looking forward to going to something like that if it ever comes near here.
I just gotta say, if any of you ever get a chance to go to a Game Grumps live show, I definitely recommend it because it's probably the most fun you can have watching people play video games on stage.
Nice.
Definitely have a good stage presence. They took off their pants at one point too.
Wow, they seem to do that.
Yeah, they do a lot
for live stuff.
Yeah. But anyway, back to The Walking Dead.
I've burned through most of my points. Do you have any other thoughts?
Well, I'm a little disappointed that they didn't go into the scene a little bit further when Negan confronts Eugene. Because he obviously knew about the pills. He probably had the story that his wives had told him. And I just really wanted to see that play out and see if Eugene would basically just give up Negan's wives.
The whole episode, I was thinking that the wives thing hanging out with Eugene was kind of like a test. Because instead of going like the Daryl route within the whole, like Eugene got like the preferential treatment, but it was I thought maybe that his wives were like spying on him. Yeah, and the whole like I didn't see them that they were going to try to kill Negan. I thought that if he went through with making the pills,
they were going to say, "Hey, he was trying to help her die."
They were going to rat him out and say, "Look, even though it wasn't against him, it was only one of his wives. Still, him being involved with one of his wives committing suicide, Negan could take that as well. You help one of my wives kill herself." So that is a slight.
That's what I figured there was probably going to be something like that. I didn't really trust them from the get-go.
No.
I was actually thinking, the wife that wanted to talk about the Human Genome Project, I instantly thought, like, oh, they were sent in to test to see if he's a bullshitter. So he really covered his ass well with that, just in case.
Well, that was the thing, too, because when Eugene revealed that he did not have a cure to stop the virus, the Walking Dead virus, you couldn't really trust him after that. And when he was saying that, it was part of the Human Genome Project again,
Yeah.
That kind of leads me to believe that he just didn't have a cure, right?
I thought he actually admitted that he's just read up a lot about it and knows a lot about it, but wasn't actually part of it. He probably just knows, he probably read a lot of books about biochemistry and scientific articles.
Yeah, but he also referred to, like, scientists, like the one that told him about his haircut.
Yeah, but that could also have just been pulling names from articles that he read.
A character with such high intelligence is hard to trust because they'd be a good liar, too.
Oh, yeah, because he'd have a lot of specific information to bullshit with.
Mm-hmm. But that's the second achievement, so that's the end of this episode of Playing Dead.
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah, we
are flying the fuck through this.
We're just efficient.
We are puissant. We are so efficient.
Right.
That's dumb.
Say goodbye to the mic.
Oh, goodbye, Mike. And also goodbye, audience. Thank you for listening to Playing Dead.
See you in the next episode.
We'll catch you later.